Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Tanner from TanmanBaseballFan.com and KinsecoCollector.com. It's been a while since I've done a video, and I wanted to kind of give you all an update on my collection and what I've been picking up recently. I've picked up some really cool stuff, so I wanted to show this on camera, and you might be wondering why I have a macaroni and cheese dinner box on my desk, and I will get to that a little later. But for now, I'll go ahead and show you some of the cards I have here. I recently picked up this 2016 Prime Cuts, Prime Signatures, Purple Holofoil Canseco out of 5. I love the holofoil on this. I think they did a great job. It's the only one I've ever seen. I haven't seen any of the other 4 pop yet, so that was a nice pickup. 2017 Stadium Club Orange autograph out of 5. Now this one here, serial number there, I actually missed out on one of them before, so it's kind of fun to be able to pick it up anyway finally after missing the first one. But anyway, so this makes, I believe, like variation number 20 or something like that in my collection for the 2017 Stadium Club. Picked this up probably maybe 3 weeks ago or so, and it's just been displayed on my desk for a while now. It's this 2014 Topps Trajectory. It's out of 99, but it's got a crazy patch. I love that. Like, patches are some of my favorite types of cards. So, you know, even though it's out of 99, I mean, gosh, there's some 1-of-1s and 5s and 10s and 25s and 50s that I don't like nearly as much as this. I mean, this is fantastic to me. So, speaking of 1-of-1s, well, I'll show you this one also. It's a 2016 Topps Archive Signature Series Hills card, and I missed this one by like a minute when the first one popped up. And this is serial numbered out 5, if I didn't say so before already. I missed it by like literally a minute or something like that. So I'm glad to have picked this one out finally. I also have a New Kids on the Block variation of Canseco Rip card here. I don't know. It's an interesting picture choice, and the colors, I don't know about this. I think my other Rip card with McGwire on the back is much more appealing. But I love this because you never know what's in it. Could be Derek Jeter, Mike Trout, 1-of-1, something like that. But the world will never know because I will never rip this. It's out of 60, and it took a while for me to get it, but anyways, finally I did. So this is a 2017 Immaculate Autographs blue holofoil, and I actually have a nice matching 1-of-1 out of this here too. So here they are together. The only one I'm missing out of this for the quote-unquote rainbow, I guess, is the gold out of 99. So they're both very nice cards. I probably like the looks of the blue better, just because it looks so smooth. I like this. I like the 1-of-1, and I think it's a fantastic card. But I got to give the looks to the blue one. That's just me personally. So 2017, Topps came out with Definitive. So here this is. I didn't know what to think about this on the internet until I actually got one of them in hand. They're very nice. I'm going to show you. I'll see if I can try to show a little bit of the finish of this. So you see this. The player is glossy. The rest of the card is matte. And there's also some nice, I don't know, embossing, I guess you could say, on both sides here. So, of course, you have the serial number and the autograph and the jumbo bat piece. Very, very classy card. It's a very, very nice looking type of card. This is actually the last one of Definitive that I picked up, because before that, so there's this. Before that, I picked up the out of 10, the out of 5. It's purple. It's very nice. It's hard to tell. It's kind of dark in here. And last but not least, the 1-of-1. it is a smooth card. The red pops beautifully, especially with that blue autograph. It's a very, very nice card. So here they are all together. They look nice together. And as far as one-of-ones go, and then I'll get into a little bit of a story time here with some other fun cards that I picked up that aren't one-of-ones. But I did a deal for this recently. 2017 Triple Threads one-of-one. The away version, so he's got the away jersey on. And the home version. So I did a deal for both of these within like 18 hours of each other. Which is crazy because when you think about all of the hundreds or thousands of cases that Topps had put out of this stuff, it's like needle and haystack when it comes to the one-of-ones. So really cool that not just one of them surfaced so quickly, but both of them did, and I was able to pick up both of them. So I'm very happy about that. So going forward, there are 3 types of cards that have a little bit of a story associated with them. I will go ahead and go with this. So you're probably familiar with this type of card. It's a 1988 Score Young Superstars card. Yeah, nothing crazy about it. These came in a boxed set of 40. There were 2 series. This is from Series 1. They're high glossy cards, and they were also inserted for the Series 1 set, 1 per rack pack on the front. Now here's the difference in this card. Try to get the shine out of here, because see that there is none, because this is not glossy. This is a non-glossy version. Now there's a fun little story behind this. As the story goes, Score had sent these pallets of cards to be laminated to have the little high glossy treatment for these cards. Score decided not to go through with it with that company or with that palette for one reason or another, and they came over to destroy all of them that they had dropped off at this company. Well, one of the workers grabbed a small handful of sheets before they had any treatment done to them, before they were destroyed, and pulled them out. Just that seems to be like how things like this seem to make it to market all the time. I mean, there's just like somebody somewhere, there's a fly in the ointment, they yank a sheet or 2 or dozen or something like that and pull them out, and the rest is history. So that is why this one is non-glossy. The other ones, there's probably, I don't even know how many were made, but there's very, very, very few of these that have been made without the glossy front there that have been shown in public. So really, really cool piece to have that should not exist. Like a non-glossy version of this should not exist, but it does, and here it is. So that's one neat thing. Another neat thing is this. I'm sure you know what this is. This is a 1991 Fleer Provision card. The Provisions were a stark contrast to where they were inserted. They were inserted into the 1991 Fleer packs, and the Fleer packs, these cards, they were like, I'm sure you remember them, they were like very, very bright, loud yellow. I mean, they totally screamed 80s and 90s, right? I mean, they were, right up there with like 1990 Donruss. I mean, just very, very loud. So something like this, something very classy and high-end looking, was inserted randomly into these packs. And so, such a cool card. I mean, these are actually a selling point for Fleer as far as an insert goes. And these cards were actually designed, or the artwork was actually made by somebody named Terry Smith. He was hired by Fleer to do the baseball, the basketball, the football, and to this day, I mean, his artwork is just second to none. I mean, they're absolutely incredible. This is probably, I've got to say, this might be my favorite illustrated type of Canseco card ever, just because of how wonderful it is. He did awesome work for all of the baseball players that were stars at the time, and in basketball and football. So to show you a little bit of what Fleer thought of Terry Smith's work, they actually did for the National Sports Collectors Convention a promo sheet. And this is one of 40,000. There's no telling how many are, you know, out there now, but so there's the card. And on this also, you take a look at the back, and there's the football as well. So, and it'll say, I'm not sure if you can read this or not, but it says illustrations by Terry Smith at the bottom there. I would love to get my hands on the original artwork of that Canseco. I mean, that'd be awesome. I actually talked with him a little bit through email, and he said that was the only Canseco that he'd ever done. So, because like with McGwire, he had done like 3 different versions, I think. But anyway, so here's another sheet. This is actually the Canadian version, and it is a blank back. There's nothing on the front, so you can see the difference like right off. You see right there. So, and this is this also says, and this was actually made for the '91 Major League Baseball All-Star Fan Fest in Toronto, Canada. So, National Sports Collectors Convention, All-Star Fan Fest in Toronto. So, you know, neat little things. And this is just like a little kind of stupid thing here, but you actually see a line for the Clark that shows that the Clark's overlapping here, as opposed to the Canadian one. That line is not there. So, it's kind of neat. So, what I had picked up, and this was kind of everything that I was alluding to, is this. I had been asking this guy months ago, like he was basically a Terry Smith Provision super collector, and I saw this in his collection. Now, right off the bat, you probably noticed that there's one difference on the front here, and that's this. That's Terry Smith's autograph, because this is, for lack of better terms, I call this an artist proof, because this is blank backed. So this pure white back on it, as opposed to this right here. This leads me to believe that Fleer had created these especially for Terry to sign and do whatever he pleased with. I've only seen one other version of a blank back type of this card before, where Terry Smith signed, and he signed on the back. So I would rather something like this. I'm very happy that I have this copy here, because these are extremely difficult to find. Signature of a very iconic, one of the most iconic sports artists ever. And yeah, it was very neat to be able to get this. And the neat thing was several months ago when I asked the super collector of this stuff if he'd be interested in parting with this, he said no. And a couple weeks ago, he actually wrote me, and he said, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and do it. And so we struck up a deal. So I'm very happy to get this. Some of these cards went like sky high, and some of them went for dirt cheap. And that's what happens when it comes to oddities like this that don't have a whole lot of buzz about them. If you know about it, if all it takes is like 2 people that know about something like this, then it could go mega high. But if only one person does, it could go real low, especially if it's at auction. So last but not least, I wanted to show something that I've been trying to get my hands on for about a year. It's just it was cost prohibitive for what I was wanting to do. I'll probably laugh at myself, you know, a year or 2 from now after for saying that. But it's this. It has to do with this craft box here. So, you know, I'm not sure if you know about this, but in 1987, Kraft. I'm sorry, I'm kind of stuttering here because I forgot something. I wanted to show you that also, and I'll go ahead and show you after this. But anyway, so 87 Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, they put out a promotion of Home Plate Heroes. And on the back, you have a couple cards you could cut out. Very, very cool. I actually did some research, and you know, and I've written at length about this, where a lot of the cards from the junk wax era, they had millions of cards sold, produced. Well, on Wikipedia, and this has absolutely no bearing on this, but it shows you what's possible. It says that globally, Kraft sells 7 million boxes of these a week. So who knows what they were doing in 87, if they were bigger then or what, but that's pretty amazing. There could be millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of these out here, right? So anyways, it's cool to have a box. And that's not really something I normally go for. But anyway, so here's like what one cutout looks like. So you can see that there. And I also was very, very fortunate to pick up probably a year or more ago this type of like a printer's proof of some sort that was never folded and never put into production or anything. So it's perfectly mint. It's completely flat, never been folded, no macaroni's ever been in it. And it's cool. I don't know why. I think just, I was a big fan of This Is a Meal as a kid, I guess. But it's a great, great piece. But the cool thing is I also have the Kraft Spiral macaroni and cheese version here. So that's a neat piece also. And here they are together. So what I have here is I've got the card, the box that was in production, and the sheets. Well, I just picked up a few days ago, finally, after going back and forth with this guy for literally a year, is this. I know, looks the same, right? Well, here's the two together. You look at the back. One's white and one's like a gray brown. So why does this matter? As far as the actual card itself goes, there's, it's not really a spectacular card until you hear the story about it. So as the story goes, so number one, we know that there's potentially millions upon millions upon millions of these that were made. Potentially. Not sure how long the Home Plate Heroes promotion ran, but boatloads of these. They were all printed on a box. You see the proofs here. And they were all this grayish brown back here. So the reason why this is white is because what happened in 1987, what Kraft did is they made a special machine cut set of these. So, and they actually shrink wrapped them and they actually had them as complete sets. These were never made to market, and we have no idea why Kraft did this. They could have been for a thing where you send in the UPC code or whatever it is for 10 boxes and get a set. You just have no clue. Don't know what it was. If it was for dealers or hobby salespeople or what, we're just not sure. But a Kraft representative had all of these, and he actually forgot to give them out. So he went back to his manager, and his manager said, look forward, don't look backward, get rid of them. Do not hand them out. Do not, give them to anybody. Just get rid of them. Destroy them. So what he did was he got rid of all of them except for 12 sets. He kept those 12 sets, and later on, what had happened was his son went to a card show and ended up selling them to a card dealer. The card dealer thought it was cool, never saw it before, and he ended up closing up shop a few years later in 91 or 92. So these basically ended up being unearthed from his storage unit nearly 30 years later, along with the story of it as well. So it's a really neat thing, and I actually have a picture of how these were printed on the white backs. Like, they were not in box form, so this wasn't just like a box variation. This was a completely separate print run where the white backed versions were all on one sheet. So it's a really neat piece, and I mean, especially if it's something like that's 30 years old, and there's, who knows? I mean, there could be, just the 15 or less of these that are available out there, and a lot of them could still be in factory set form. So really, really neat piece, and it's not because this in and of itself is all that impressive, because it's not. But the story behind it's really cool, and I really enjoy that. So last but not least, I'll go ahead and show this, and I probably should have shown this beforehand, but a couple of years ago, I got in touch with Jose's housekeeper's neighbor, and they sent me this after I picked up a bunch of stuff from them. So this is an Airborne Express package that says it's labeled "From the Simpsons of 20th Century Fox" to the Oakland Athletics at the Oakland Coliseum. And so you look at this, and they sent a bunch of these original photos of Jose with Lisa Simpson wearing a Simpsons jacket, Jose with Esther, and color, and here he is doing the voiceover for The Simpsons, and so there's some others as well, and I love these so much. And I actually just ran across, like, if you all know, like, I really loved The Simpsons growing up. I don't really watch it anymore. I mean, I haven't watched it in probably, regular, at least for 20 years or something like that, 15, 20 years. Yeah, probably 20 years. But anyway, I love the Homer at the Bat episode where they had brought in a bunch of the baseball players, and they did voiceovers, and it was just a neat thing that they did. So when I ran into this, I had to pick it up. So this is an original 1992 press photo of The Simpsons. So they have all the drawings of the players there, and this is for Fox. So I don't know if they ran this on TV guide promotionals or newspapers or what, but see the archive little number there for historic images, and I love it. It's really cool. So that basically does it for today. I know this video kind of ran long, but I wanted to show a lot of the cards I picked up recently, as well as these neat cards that have a nice story behind them. So I'll show you again the cards with the fun stories behind them. Is these three here. Very unassuming looking cards, right? But they have history, and that's what makes them special. And then you have the one of ones where, Topps basically makes them special by only printing one of them. So, really cool cards all the way around. Where's that other one here? Here we go. That's that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you all have a great day. Feel free to check me out once more at tanmanbaseballfan.com, as well as cansecocollector.com. Thanks.